Let's see what this lawyer had to say about the situation, man. He's been covering the entire case. I want to see if he has any insight. I haven't watched this. We're going to react to this and watch this together. Heard yet. So let's check it out.
On the Diddy case, one motion basically requesting bail while we're waiting for his sentencing in October. Two, requesting a new trial, or requesting that the charges be thrown out completely. Been looking at a lot of, and this has been coming from lawyers, supposedly lawyers who do criminal defense work, who are out there saying, Diddy should just go away. Why are his lawyers filing this stuff? I'm sick of them. When you are fighting for a human life, no matter whose it is, then you want somebody who's going to fight for you every tooth, every nail, every inch, every mile, everything whatsoever, because this is somebody's life. I don't care if you like them or not. As lawyers, we take an oath that when we take on a case, we're going to fight for somebody no matter what, for as long as we can. And if you yourself find yourself in trouble, you want a lawyer who is going to fight for you. You need us on that wall. You want us on that wall. You want a lawyer who's going to fight for you no matter what.
100%.
Now, taking away the fight, lawyers do not have a lot of bosses. We really don't, but we do have one, and it's called the Supreme Court, and they are watching everything that lawyers are doing, and there are certain rules and certain requirements to make sure you are doing things the right way. In a case, people are saying, I can't believe that lawyer made the motion. Well, there are rules that require you to do things. Specifically, when you're in the middle of a trial, the prosecution gets done with their case, you are required to bring a motion. Required, whether you want to or not, whether you think it's believable or not, you are required to bring a motion that's called a directed verdict motion that basically says, I don't think the prosecution has done their job. After you put on your own case as a defense attorney, you're required to bring in certain motions. You're supposed to say, again, I don't think they've done a job. I don't think they presented enough evidence. I don't think they've done what they're supposed to do. Give me a new trial. You're required to do these things. And then after the jury comes back with a verdict, you're required to bring those motions again. That's what Diddy's team is doing right now. They are basically bringing the motions that are required, that are incumbent upon being a lawyer. So any lawyer who out there saying they need to stop, don't realize what the fuck they're talking about, because they have a duty to bring these motions, and they're doing a very good job. And if you've read these motions, the logic in them is very sound.
I agree.
The logic in them is basically saying, Judge, throw these cases out. The Mann Act, for which I have been convicted of, which is talking about commercial sex act, is not based upon the facts of what this prosecution put forth. It makes a lot of logical sense. Two, they're saying, if you give me a new trial, all that evidence that they utilized against me probably wouldn't come in a second trial for a prostitution charge, for the Mann Act violation. That would not be allowable. It is illogical, but most importantly, I need everybody to understand it is required. But don't get mad at lawyers who are fighting for a client. I don't care if you like Diddy, don't like Diddy. The system requires lawyers to fight for him as hard as they possibly can, and that's exactly what they're doing. Period. Now, do I think this judge is going to throw this case out?
Nope.
Absolutely not. What they're doing is setting up for an appeal.
Yep.
Okay. And the appellate court, there's a little quote that appellate courts are like children. They are to be seen and not heard. They don't get bothered until they are called upon. Appellate courts don't get involved until you make an issue. So if Diddy's team does not protect these issues later, a court of appeals, when they're reading the things, it's like, you want me to rule upon the fact that the judge should have done blank? Well, you didn't bring it up. So that's why his team has to bring up these issues, that we have a problem with the Mann Act. We have a problem with this. We have a problem with this evidence, because they need to put all of this stuff on what's called the record, so that the court of appeals later can look at it and say, yeah, you know what? The judge made a mistake or didn't make a mistake.
Right.
That's why they're doing these things. So don't read into it the wrong way. They're doing their job, and they're doing a damn good job of it. And then finally, the last thing, somebody asked me a question. It's like, do you think Trump could pardon him now? Yeah, it's a possibility. If you look at the Comey situation, if you look at what he was actually convicted of, not what he was accused of, what he was convicted of, look at the purpose and background of the Mann Act, like his defense team said, I could see it. But usually, historically, presidents pardon individuals who support them. Diddy hasn't done a lot of support towards the president, but who knows? It is a possibility. But people out there, lawyers out there, stop saying this stuff out loud, that Diddy's team needs to stop fighting for him. The fuck?
Everything he said was valid. Everything he said was valid. The lawyers got to fight. If I'm paying you, you got to fight for me. If you don't, that could be an appeal of improper representation. Like if you don't do everything you're supposed to do, you don't tell me every option that I have, it's an appeal anyway. But I do think that they're setting up for an appeal, which lends to me, even hearing that, if they are setting up for an appeal, that means that Diddy and his lawyers believe that he's about to get a lot of time. And I don't care what's going on if you've never been to jail, if you never had to sit in jail, even if you have the opportunity for an appeal. And Renee, thank you for your super chat. Even if you have the opportunity for an appeal, you don't want to be sitting in jail waiting on an appeal or hoping for an appeal. You want to go. You want to go home. That's the last situation that you want to be in. You know. So that's just something to consider. Seems like everything I said, the lawyer that we just listened to, Mr. Kent, said as well. Somebody in chat Renee in the chat said, Diddy goes free. I guess Maxwell will also. Craziness. Yeah. Maxwell Ghislaine. I just learned how to say her name. I used to say Ghislaine or Ghislaine. Ghislaine Maxwell. Her whole situation we already reported on. You guys can go watch that live stream too. And the Trump Epstein thing, we reported on that. I thought somebody else said a really important comment too. Here it is. Kerry said, no, because the article said that this will be a distraction. This will be a good distraction for Trump. The Diddy situation, if he pardoned him from the Epstein case, right? And Kerry said, no, this will add fuel to the Epstein situation. He's going to look like he condones this sort of lifestyle. Facts. I agree. If Trump, I don't know that Trump is really going to do it. I think he just like dangling the carrot. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to show the Combs probably that I could do it. And don't forget who's in charge. And also trying to make Diddy bow down pretty much. Kerry has a question, said, let's say he gets out. What will his social life in the industry look like? Even if not legally convicted, he's morally convicted. I don't know, man. The public moves on fast and money talks, especially outside in the public eye. We remember when Diddy was about to go to jail, the way he was running around doing PR. And that's why the feds came and hurry up and arrested him, because when Diddy starts going around doing PR, he's one of the greatest marketers in the game. So people start forgetting that you're Diddy that did all these freak offs and all this stuff, and they start making a joke of it. It becomes a meme. People laugh for 2 years, and then it's like back to our regularly scheduled program. So if he comes home, I think that maybe for a couple years, a year or 2 years, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I believe Diddy was going to do if he's going to get out eventually. But if he gets out soon, I think what he's going to do is, I'm a born again Christian, y'all. I got right with God in there, man. I know I stomped her out 6 months ago, and I know that I was lying about it 3 months ago. But man, I'm a born again Christian, y'all. And hey, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with coming back to Christ at all. I just don't think it would be genuine in Diddy's case. You know what I'm saying? I think he would come out, go down that path, because who can argue with that? Play that PR game. Let TD Jakes pray for him on a Instagram video in a year when TD Jakes' little situation died down, because he didn't step down. When it dies down for TD Jakes, come on here and then go back to bullying. Hey, bro, you gonna say the right thing, or I'm gonna make you say the right thing to the public. Hey, you gonna do this song, or I'm gonna make you do the song. And he goes back to doing what he was doing before all this happened. I don't think Diddy is reformed or changed at all. I don't. I think he just want to get out of jail. I don't think he's learned anything, because my father used to tell us that change comes from consequences. Nobody would do anything if there was no consequences. You know why you don't drive fast on an open road? Because there's a consequence if you get caught. Consequence deters everything. For Diddy, if he comes home in 2 years, 4 years, what was the real consequence?